Good morning, friends. Sunday morning. It is early and you are here. Welcome. I'm Savannah. This is Chakra Yoga. And this morning we will be delving into the second chakra, the sacral chakra, the Svadhisthana. Svadhisthana, which means one's own abode. And there's another translation that I really like, which is drinking with delight the sweet waters of pleasure. Often we think of pleasure as being indulgent, and sometimes it is. There are different kinds of pleasure, and the pleasure that we're talking about when we talk about the Svadhisthana, the sacral chakra, is more the joy of being. It's the pleasure we find through movement, those yummy noises we're making as we come into our bodies and feel sensations as they arise and move through, as we release tension in the body, mind, spirit. The Svadhisthana, the sacral chakra, is the color orange. The seed sound is VAM, which is VAM, and we'll be chanting that as we move throughout our practice. So the element of water, the moon, in the symbol of the sacral chakra, there is a crescent moon, and right now our moon is in the crescent phase. And the crescent moon and the sacral chakra's intentions line up almost perfectly. It's about nurturing yourself. It's about developing a sense of formlessness, of fluidity. It's about intuition. And we're connecting to our intuition in this crescent moon phase in order to set intentions as we move into the new moon. So movement and change are the foundations of the sacral chakra. If nothing moves, then nothing changes. And obviously, as we move through our asana practice, we're shifting things, we're shifting our energy and connecting more deeply to spirit. So shifting from that place of earth energy of the Muladhara, the root chakra, into the fluidity of water, the sacral creativity, sensuality, pleasure. And I've been using this book, The Wheels of Life, which is what I like to call the chakra Bible. It's very thick, so meant to be read slowly, I think. I sort of digest one chakra at a time and put it aside. And she says, pleasure invites us to expand and surrender. Through pleasure, we learn to relax and release tension. If desire is the seed of movement, then pleasure is the root of desire, and sensation is the medium of pleasure. So as you move through your practice this morning, finding the sweetness, finding the nectar, the pleasure in the movement, in the breath, which leads to change, to transformation. So let's begin by taking a comfortable seat and allowing the tailbone to heavy towards the earth. Coming into the breath. And first connecting to that root energy, the foundation upon which all things are built. And as the tailbone descends towards the earth, gently drawing the belly button to spine and lifting through the back of the neck. And bringing your attention to that space between navel and pelvis, where the sacral chakra, the Svadhisthana, lives. And perhaps envisioning a beautiful ball of orange light. And breathing into that place. Releasing any tension in the shoulders and the jaw and the mind. All awareness shifting to the sacral chakra. Movement and change. Element of water. Center of creation. We'll do a little chanting before we begin movement. I'll lead you through one time, and then together we'll chant 3 times, calling forth this sacral energy. Svadhisthana, 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 Vam. And together, deep breath in. Svadhisthana, 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 Vam. Svadhisthana, 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 Vam. Svadhisthana, 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 Om. Resting in the vibration, the resonance of this mantra. Feeling the prana begin to awaken in the body, that subtle hum of energy. Now I'm going to go over to my mat now. So staying in Sukhasana, if the legs become uncomfortable, switching across. Planting the left hand down and inhaling the right arm up. Root down through the sits bones and circle the wrist. Beginning even here with this very gentle and intentional movement to cultivate the fluidity, the formlessness of water. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, bend over to the side. And then inhale, come right back up. Right hand drops, left arm lifts. And again, moving with intention, circling the wrist. Closing the eyes. And as the moon moves the tides, let this energy move you. Inhale, lengthen, and then exhale over to the other side. Inhale, rise, exhale, other side. Take a breath in, and then exhale, sweeping the right arm around in front, left arm lifts. And begin to move. Maybe even closing the eyes as you tune into your inner landscape, your inner world. And perhaps discovering a brand new way to move here. Delving into the energy of creation. Oh, what pleasure is there to be found as you move through this perhaps very familiar flow. What can you discover? Next time, the left hand plants, right arm extends towards the sky, and arm comes down. Inhale the shoulders forward and back. Let the arms come into it. Let the limbs be fluid. Relaxing wrists and fingertips and elbows, just moving from the shoulders. And then take those circles in the opposite direction. We'll be making lots of circles today. Perhaps the arms even begin to lift like wings. Imagining you're a seagull gliding over the ocean. And then again, take them in the opposite direction, this time like wings. Delighting in the waters of pleasure. When we deny ourselves pleasure, we deny ourselves life. And then the life force, the prana, becomes stagnant and unmoving. And when nothing is moving, nothing is changing. Bring the hands to the knees. Begin to make some circles. Moving from the heart space. Keeping hips rooted. So the Muladhara, the root chakra, is pressing into the earth as the sacral energy flows around and up. It's a sensual movement. It's an undulation. Releasing chi and prana. Take it in the opposite direction. Maybe close the eyes. Let the whole upper body be liquid. Head, neck, shoulders. And then slowing the circles down, little at a time. Smaller and smaller until there's barely a perceptible movement. Close the eyes. Notice the spiraling still present. Come to hands and knees. Bringing the hands, one hand put in front, and right away hips go to the right and back and all the way around, big circle. Delight in the movement, in the breath. Perhaps again, bringing your attention to that space between pelvis and belly button. Breath is full and deep. Enjoy the body. Enjoy the breath. Take the circles in the opposite direction. Oh. Feel free to let out any yummy noises to connect more deeply to that sense of pleasure. Oh. And when you're ready, let the hips settle back to the heels, forehead to earth, coming into child. Take a couple of breaths here. Let that energy settle and integrate. And then pressing into the shins, pressing into the tops of feet, begin to send the hips back to the heels, slowly lifting, let the head be last. If this is not comfortable for you, perhaps taking a block, bringing it between the shins, sitting back, or a pillow. Otherwise, coming to rest in here. Find that beautiful integrity of the spine from root to crown, the Sushumna, the energy highway that connects each chakra. Pressing the fingertips down into the earth on either side of you. Gently draw the knees towards you. And then lower. So just rocking in and out. Gentle wave. There shouldn't be any pain. The sensation is okay. So when there is pleasure, the energy expands. When there is pain, the energy contracts. You don't ever want pain. So learning to discern between sensation and pain. And then release that, rock forward and tap the tops of the feet, release. And curl the toes underneath. Once again, send the hips back to the heels. Is there pleasure to be found even in this place of great feeling, great sensation? Rock a little side to side from the hips. Breath is full. And then come on out. Come back to hands and knees. And flowing through cat-cow, curling the toes, dropping the belly, lifting the gaze. And then tops of feet come down, chin to chest, curve the spine. Find that wave-like motion from the hips. Perhaps as you close your eyes, envisioning waves lapping on a shore. Maybe you can even smell the salt. Feel the wind. Hear the seagulls. What pleasure is there to be found here? And then coming back to neutral. bring the left palm towards the center. Inhale the right arm up. And exhale, floats through. And we'll pulse in and out. Once again, cultivating that sense of fluidity, of formlessness. Each time you lift the arm, can it be just a little different? What can you create here? How expansive can you be? One more time, lifting and extending. On your exhale, landing on that right shoulder. Oh. Perhaps you'd like to take this a little bit further, taking that left arm and wrapping it around. Pressing into right shin and top of right foot, extending through left heel, straightening the leg. Only if it feels good. Today especially, think about, am I deriving pleasure from this? Do I need to back off? Do I need to go deeper? Where is the joy to be found? Full deep Dirga breaths. And then unravel. Come back to center. Bring the palms again, one hand print in front and make circles with those hips. Keeping the water flowing. Energy fluid. Keep the circles in the opposite direction. And then coming back to your table. Finding that beautiful long spine, that clear channel of energy along the Sushumna. Bring the right palm towards the center of your mat. Inhale the left arm up. And exhale, thread it through. Coming in and out. See how big and expansive you can make your energy as you inhale and lift the arm. And see if you can keep that sense of expansiveness even as you thread the arm through. What can you create? Next time, left arm comes through, land on that left shoulder. Take a moment to settle here and then decide, would you like to take this farther? Would you like to wrap the right arm around? Pressing into left shin, left top of foot, perhaps curling right toes, pressing through right heel. Keeping the hips even. Twisting from the belly button. Is there a sense of pleasure in this moment? And unraveling. Coming back to your table and flowing through a few cat-cows. Keep the energy moving. Fluidity of the body, fluidity of the mind, fluidity of spirit. Then coming back to neutral, step the right foot to the outside of the right hand. And then curling the back toes and bringing the left foot next to left hand. So coming into a squat. If that didn't work for you to arrive here, then arriving anyway. No big deal. Bringing the palms together, pressing the palms into each other and sending the elbows back. And if the heels don't quite reach the ground, you can roll up the side of the mat for a little lift. Let the tailbone heavy towards the earth as the crown lifts. Opening up the pelvis, opening up that Svadhisthana. Bring the right palm to the earth. Inhale the left arm behind. Send the gaze up if it's okay on the neck. And then switching, left arm comes down, right arm lifts, gaze travels behind. A couple more times. Expanding energy. And then when you're ready, begin to press into the feet, coming all the way up to stand. Bring the hands to the hips, feet a little bit wider than hips width, and make some circles. And have fun with it. Maybe you're at a luau. Maybe you're dancing for someone. Maybe you're dancing for yourself. Closing the eyes. You can let the arms go if that feels better. You can bring the arms into it. Let the whole body become liquid. Take the circles in the opposite direction. And let the movement be your own. Maybe close the eyes. What would feel just delicious here? Free movement. Maybe you're at a Grateful Dead show. Maybe you're dancing with the wind. Maybe you're a sea creature moving through water. And then coming back to center. Feet come hips width apart, finding Tadasana. Bring both hands over that sacral chakra. Close the eyes. Tune into the energy. Perhaps again envisioning beautiful orange ball of light. We'll chant the seed sound of Vam. Deep breath in. Vam. Two more times. And keeping your internal gaze tuned into the sacral chakra, notice if you felt a shift in energy. Bring the hands to the hips. I'm going to step the feet wide. So facing the long edge of your mat. Toes turn out slightly. Bend into the knees. Goddess. So this sacral, we're cultivating the feminine, the moon, the liquid, the intuitive. So keeping the hands on the thighs, just a little side to side rock to begin. Keep fluidity in the hips. And then squatting even lower, tailbone heavy as crown lifts. Take that left shoulder towards right knee. Inhale, rise, and exhale, other side. And find a vinyasa. And a vinyasa simply means bringing together movement and breath. And movement and change are the foundations of this chakra. It's where we shift from stagnancy. And then coming back to center, straighten the legs. Let out a sigh. And taking a moment to allow the energy to settle. Feeling feet rooted on earth. The fullness of breath. The fullness of this moment now. And then bending again into goddess legs. Here we're really opening up the Svadhisthana. Bring the arms to goddess arms or cactus. Notice if you're clenching the buttocks, can you release? And then a little pulse side to side. Little oblique crunch. Maybe sinking a little deeper in. And then arms lift towards the sky. Inhale and exhale, arms cross in front, goddess. This actually used to be known as the childbirthing pose. Talk about energy of creation. Powerful womb energy, divine feminine. Maybe switch directions. delighting in the sweet waters of pleasure. Oh, and then coming back to center. Toes turn slightly forward. You can shorten the stance of the legs if you'd like. Left arm comes to your side. Inhale the right arm up and bend over. Inhale, center. Exhale, right over to the other side. Oh. So we stretched this way, seated, and now standing. Is there something new here? Can you feel the expansion from foot to fingertip? Oh. And then coming back to center. Right toes turn to face the short edge of the mat, left toes turn in. Shorten or widen the stance as needed. Coming into warrior two. Pressing into the feet. Lifting through the sternum. Inhale the arms up, shoulder height. And exhale, bend into that front knee. And then inhale, rise, arms cross, exhale. Flowing in and out. Sense of ease in the body as you flow through this dynamic warrior two. Can this be a dance? And then pausing in your warrior two. Drop the left arm to left thigh. Inhale the right arm up and back. And then inhale forward, extended side angle. And then exhale, float back, peaceful. In and out. Ebb and flow. Changing tides. Keeping the feet rooted and stable. Releasing any gripping in the toes. Continuing to bend into that right knee. Creating space. Where is the pleasure now? And the next time you rise, pausing in your warrior two. And then arms relax down, front leg straightens, right toes turn in, left toes turn away. Find your foundation. All four corners of both feet pressing into the mat. Lift through the sternum. Heavy the tailbone. Crown is light, expansive, and reaching for the sky. Inhale the arms up. Exhale, bend into that knee. Take a moment to settle. And then make some circles. Inhaling, reaching towards sky, and exhale, bending. Find that watery movement. Find your dance. Enjoy this beautiful body you've been gifted with. Enjoy its strength and its ease. When there is gratitude and wonder in the heart, there is no need to reach outside for anything else. Going deeper in. Your own abode. Returning home. And then when you feel complete, settle back into Warrior Two. Relax the shoulders, lengthen the spine, the Sushumna. Drop the right arm to right thigh, inhale, left arm up, making space, left elbow, right knee, and then exhale right over extended side angle. Flowing in and out. Solid foundation with the legs, toes are relaxed. Closing the eyes, maybe playing with balance. And then floating up to your Warrior Two, straighten the leg, release the arms, the feet face forward. Bring the hands to the hips, press into the feet, heavy the tailbone. Inhale, lift the gaze, lift the sternum. And then exhale, hinging forward. Wide-legged forward fold, hands come to earth. Maybe a little rock side to side with the hips. Drawing belly button into spine, allowing the crown to heavy towards earth. Drawing shoulders away from the ears. Deep, full breath. Inhale, halfway lift. Lengthen the spine and exhale right back down. Imagining that your torso is like a coat draped over a chair. Let it hang. Release. Surrender. Ultimately, pleasure leads us to surrender, to release, to relax. No stagnation. Bring the hands to the hips. On your next breath in, pressing into the feet, using that belly strength to lift. Turning the toes out, bending into the knees, goddess. And then inhale the arms up, straighten the legs, and once again coming in and out. As you bend into the legs, the knees are pressing away. Toes are loose and easy. Take it in the opposite direction. Send the breath to the hips. Sacral chakra is also where emotions live, where they begin. And when we do not release these emotions, they get trapped or stuck. And movement is one way to release that energy. Allow yourself to come back to center. Heel toe the feet together. Take a moment to pause, bringing the hands to the Svadhisthana once again. Close the eyes. Breathe into that space. Let's chant Vam, deep breath in. Vam. Bringing the hands to the hips. Find a drishti, find a focal point somewhere in front of you. Begin to drop the weight into the left leg, drawing left hip bone into socket. Tailbone is tucked, crown is reaching. Begin to lift that right knee. Sending the right foot towards the left, foot is flexed. Bringing the pointer and thumb together. Lifting the arms. Shiva. Here we're invoking the god Shiva, who is most often associated with the sacral chakra. Transformation. Shiva takes his sword and cuts through what is no longer necessary or serving our highest good. Pressing into that standing leg. Standing leg can be bent if that feels more supportive. Breathe. Om Shiva, Om Shiva, Om. What is it you'd like to release? What is no longer serving you? What's preventing you from reaching your highest self, from stepping into your true power, which is where we go from here? Release the arms, release the leg. Maybe let out a sigh. Finding pleasure in the settling of energy, in the release. Tension builds and tension releases again and again and again. Bringing the hands to the hips once again and drawing the weight into the right foot. Right hip bone squeezes into socket. Press into that right foot and begin to lift the left knee. Flexing the left foot. And sending left foot over towards right. Pointer and thumb come together, arms lift. Shiva. Pressing into that standing leg. Keeping the eyes on that drishti. Om Shiva, Om Shiva, Om Shiva, Om. What would you like Shiva to cut away with his sword? What would you like to release? Don't think about it, but feel it. Couple more breaths. You can do it. And then release. Once again, hands come to sacral. Eyes closed. Picturing that beautiful orange ball of energy shining and glowing and spinning. Take a walk to the front of your mat. Pressing the feet into the earth. Inhale the arms around and up, maybe a little back bend. And then exhale, hinging forward, forward fold. And here, making some figure eights, some infinity symbols on the earth with your hands, like they're gliding through sand or perhaps through water. And then pausing and dropping into your forward fold for a breath or two. Hands come to shins, pressing the back legs away. Inhale, halfway up. Planting the palms, stepping back, plank. And dropping the hips, sending the gaze up, and then press back to plank. Inhale, drop the hips. Exhale, plank. One more time. Inhale. And exhale. And the knees come to earth. Hips to heels. Forehead comes down. Oh, child. Oh. Take a couple of breaths here. And then hands travel towards knees, hips to heels, send the legs out in front. Take a little walk to the front of your mat. Feet root, arms extend forward. Draw the belly button in and slowly, slowly come to lie on your back. Draw the knees into the chest, make some circles, one direction. And the other, slow circles. Bring the feet into the hands, happy baby. A little exploration. And one more time, let's share our chant. Deep breath in. Release the feet. Draw the knees together. Give yourself a squeeze. Done some beautiful work. Take this time for any movements that may be calling you. Let yourself explore. Eventually, you'll make your way to Svadhisthana. Final rest. Releasing any breathing practice. Releasing all movement. Settling into stillness. Letting all of this sacred, sensual, delicious energy you've cultivated this morning settle and integrate. Just as important as the movement that creates change is the stillness that allows these changes to integrate. Body is heavy and light. Breath is barely a whisper. Keeping the attention trained on that sacral chakra, Svadhisthana. Sweet waters of pleasure. Through pleasure we heal. Through movement, we shift from the unconscious into the conscious. Bringing forth light and awareness. Transformation. How could the soul not take flight when from the glorious presence a soft call flows sweet as honey and whispers, "Rise up now, come away." How could the fish not jump immediately from dry land into water when the sound of water from the ocean of fresh waves springs to his ear? How could the hawk not fly away, back to the wrist of the kind, as soon as he hears the drum, the king's baton hits again and again, drumming out the signal of return? How could the Sufi not start to dance, turning on himself like the atom in the sun of eternity, so he can leap free of this dying world? Fly away, bird, to your native home. You have leapt free of the cage. Your wings are flung back in the wind of God. Leave behind the stagnant and marshy waters. Hurry, 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 O bird, to the source of life. Rumi. Begin to drink in some more sweet breath. And as if you were discovering this body for the first time, invite in a gentle reawakening. Perhaps running the hands along your body. Drinking with delight the sweet waters of pleasure. Eventually coming to lie on one side or the other. Take your time. When you reach this place, think of something you love about yourself. When you're ready, return to seated. Eyes closed. Gaze inward. A few last sips of that sweet nectar. We'll share our Svadhisthana chant one more time. Deep breath in. Svadhisthana, 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 Vam. Palms joined together in front of the heart. For your presence and your practice, I thank you. Namaste and Jai Bhagwan. Victory to the light of consciousness.